Welcome to my review of 180 on the Spectrum. This is a darts game that was published by Mastertronic Added Design, better known as MAD, in 1986. It was developed by Binary Design, and as well as coming out on the Spectrum, also came out on the Commodore 64, CPC, that's the Amstrad, MSX and Atari 8-bit. Darts, not the most exciting sport to turn into a video game, I think you'll agree, and in the main most attempts to do so are absolute disasters or dishwater dull. The problem is, you see, that throwing pointed sticks into a cork board is difficult to replicate as a video game, and most attempts either end up as complex control messes or a dull snorefest with no challenge. But in 1986, a budget $2.99 game was released that not only achieved a fun, challenging game, but also managed to add great cartoon visuals and humour. To date, this is the only darts game that I've played for more than a minute without losing the will to live. The game begins offering a selection of dart variants to play. Tune-Up is basically a beat-the-clock variant of the darts game where you must throw a dart in order for each number within 100 seconds. This is good fun in itself and also a great way to learn the board. The meat of the game, however, is on Game On. This enters you into the quarter-final of a darts championship. Here you must take on such characters as Limp Wrist Larry, I assume that's given to his playing style as opposed to his sexual preference, Devious Dave, Sure Shot Sydney, Beer Belly Bill, and the perfect darts player Jammy Jim in the final. He won't miss a shot, so the only advantage you have against him is that you go first. The final option is a two-player mode, which is great fun to play when your mates are over. So what's special about this darts game? Well, the control method for one is sublime. It involves a shaking hand constantly moving across the screen, which gives that right level of balance between being skillful and easy to use, plus it emulates being drunk and playing darts brilliantly. Getting your first 180 on the board is at first quite an achievement, and when you do so you are delighted with some surprisingly good sampled speech saying 180. And it's these little touches that make the game so special. It's all these humorous little touches, such as a little dog that comes along and cocks its leg against the bar, or the barmaid dutifully pulling pints and sliding it to the ever-steady customer, who not only seems to be able to drink pint after pint without the slightest hint of a wobble, but also sits bravely without the slightest flinch as darts whistle behind his head into the board. It's all so quintessentially British, and I love it. Overall, this game is great even if you don't like darts, and I love it. Admittedly, after lots of practice you're going to be hitting 180s most of the time, but you'll always still make mistakes, and that's where the skill comes in. You're going to have to be on your full game to be able to beat Jammy Jim. So what did the magazine say at the time? Well, Crash only gave this game 72%, although they did say definitely the best and most addictive darts game around. Your Sinclair absolutely loved this game. They gave it 9 out of 10, a mega game status, and basically said it was a winner across the board. Sinclair User gave it 5 out of 5 and said, darts ought to be boring and tedious, but with 180 it seems to have been made funny, exciting and very impressive. A closet hit. So on to the opponents that you'll face in the game. First we have Limp Wrist Larry. Given a rather unfortunate nickname, this guy is the easiest player to beat in the game, in my opinion. Sure Shot Sydney, he doesn't live up to his name, often missing his intended target. Mega Mick, don't let his accounting looks deceive you into thinking he can't play, as Mick can play a mean game of darts. Del Boy Desmond, he might have a face that only a mother could love, but Desmond is certainly a tough opponent to beat. Then there's Beer Belly Bill. He may make Bernard Manning look thin, but Bill is a great darts player, and only the best will outplay him. Devious Dave, a great player that will give you some trouble unless you only make 1 or 2 mistakes. Just don't ask about what he does for a living. Then there's Tactical Tell. I've personally never encountered this elusive fellow despite countless hours of play. This is the image from the MSX version. Then of course there's Jammy Jim, the guy you always meet in the final. This is a total darts genius. You'll have to play a perfect round of darts to beat him. Then let's not forget the supporting cast. The barmaid. The dutiful barmaid, always smiling with that cheeky smile as she dishes out the pints. The dog. This little terrier makes regular pit stops at the bar. The drinker. This guy is my hero. Not only can he seemingly take copious amounts of pints without falling off his stool, but he never seems to need to make a pit stop at the loo. Let's just hope he's not doing what the dog's doing. And finally we have the beer. It looks like Guinness is the favourite tipple for the bar customers. Finally we'll just have a quick look at the other conversions of 180. On the Commodore 64, here's a screenshot. As you can see, it's a pretty dull conversion that comes across far uglier than the Spectrum version. The Amstrad CPC is an okay conversion, a lot better than the Commodore 64. Has some extra touches, but I find the game a lot tougher to play with a much harsher random element to your dart throws. The only other one I could find images for is the MSX. I've never actually seen this running to say whether it's good or not, but it certainly looks pretty ugly when compared to the Spectrum game. Well, that about wraps it up for this review. I hope you enjoyed it, and go out and play this game.